Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bushnell Prairie City High School. We're outside for a first-time event here today. We hope that you enjoy it, and we hope that we don't butcher it too awfully badly. We have junior high track. We're planning on doing a few track meets, so we're testing with a triangular meet today. It's pretty laid back. We're not going to know a whole lot of necessarily which kid is in which lane or anything like that in this particular meet today. As you will watch them run today, they do have to have a lane in between each other, or at least that was what I was told. They may have changed that now that they've opened up the masking rules a little bit for people competing while they're competing. So my name is Dwayne Hewlett. I have Miles right here on the camera that you have on right now. I also have Ethan here today as well. So I want to thank Ethan for coming. As you guys might know, we've had a few issues with some COVID in the area here in recent days.
We're ready to go here with the hurdles. Girls 7th grade.
Girls 7th grade hurdles is going to go first. Looks like Bushnell Prairie City's got 2 girls. Steve Sargent is the official starter today. Kurt Rigg is on the microphone for the track meet.
4 and 6.
4 and 6. Just in lanes 4 and 6. Ethan's camera is this one right here. He'll be on the inside with a mobile camera. We'll get some field events throughout the day as well. And then we're going to have Miles on the main camera also, and that's Miles's view right there. Again, lanes 4 and 6 is all we have in action here for this first set. So apparently they're doing a little bit of a runoff as they are ready to go here. We'll watch the first set from Ethan's set, since he's got a little bit better view since there's only 2 of them. Again, this is 7th grade girls 110 hurdles. 7th grade girls 110 hurdles here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Steve Sargent's going to give the first shot, and we are underway. Again, I believe these are both BPC girls. And the first finish of the day brought to you by Ethan's camera. Next set looks like we're going to have several more. This, I believe, will be 8th grade girls. We'll wait and see if that is the case or not. It may be the second flight of 7th grade girls. We are going to have in lanes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, it looks like. Once again, you're watching junior high track here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And I gave you a little bit of, thought I switched to Miles' camera, and I did not, so I apologize for that, folks. Our second flight. This must be 7th grade girls also, actually. Do have Macomb and BPC in this flight. There will be a lot of dead air as we wait for events to take off. We do have radio communication with Ethan, and we have radio communication with the officials as well. What I was told we're going to do is we're running the hurdles, and then all of the field events will be done at the same time, boys and girls together, unless they have switched that. But I believe we're going to do the hurdles, and then all of the field events will be ran, and then we'll come back and do all the running events as well. Tell your friends. Make sure you, if you're watching this, share it, like it, subscribe to our channel if you would be so kind. We'd greatly appreciate it. We're going to get ready to share it here as well, as we'll pull it up and get a share. like it, subscribe to our channel. You can probably hear I just turned it on so I could get the share. I can figure out how to share it. I'm not that smart, folks. I apologize.
How many lanes we got right now?
Here, Coach Snyder asking how many lanes we have. Looks like 7 is open, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8.
2 through 8.
Miles again is down here in front of me.
Lane 7 is open.
2, 1, and 7 are open here in this flight for, I believe this is also 7th grade girls. And we are off here in the second set. Good set of hurdles here for a couple Macomb runners out front. BPC in 3rd and 4th, and Macomb in 5th. Little stumble there in lane number 3. Oh, and in lane number 4 for BPC down as well. She gets back up. So it's going to be Macomb 1 and 2, BPC 3, and then Macomb 4, and BPC 5 and 6.
Anyone that wants to help move the hurdles back towards the start line to the blue.
So now all the hurdles have to be moved for the boys. Boys are 110 apparently.
Again, the hurdles move back to the blue line towards the start.
So all the lines have to be
Anyone that
moved
wants help? Go
toward
ahead.
the blue line as the 7th grade boys get ready to run theirs now. Again, we'll have some dead air here as we're not getting a lot of feedback on who's running what. Today they're not having a limit. We'll have the Sand Valley Conference meet next week. During that meet, they'll have just 2 participants per event per school. We'll have a lot more information on who's running what and being able to tell you who's in what lane and so on in that meet. But this is more for us to see how far we can test our equipment, see what we can get our equipment to do, see what we can get as far as distance. The shot put and the discus are a bit away from us. We're not sure if we're going to be able to get those live or not. That may be a record and then come back and show later kind of deal. But we will work with you and we'll get sure. We've got extra cameras here today, so we will be recording some stuff that we don't get on. So as we get more cameras here, we'll be able to show some things, and we'll have highlights of some stuff that you don't get to see live. I apologize in advance. We won't get everybody on live, and we know that and we understand that, but we will do the best we can to get as many of the events and as many of the things and as many of the kids on at least once throughout the day as we possibly can. Once again, we're waiting on the hurdles to be moved.
Lanes 2 through 5. Lanes 2 through 5.
2 through 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5 here in what looks to be 7th grade boys, I think.
Finish line, you ready?
Take another look at Ethan's camera here. He's got some girls walking in front. May have to switch back to Miles for the start of this. Ethan actually told him to get out of the way, so we'll switch back. They ran out of the way. Mr. Sargent is there talking to them as we speak. Getting ready to go here for 7th grade boys action. And we're off here with 7th grade boys. Looks like BPC is out front in this one as we got a West Central, couple West Centrals in this group. I tried to do hurdles once when I was a kid. Didn't work out so well. And BPC gets the win. West Central 2nd and 3rd, and the other BPC runner will come in 4th. You might see Miles is still, well, he's moved to camera now, but he was with them as they have to talk to the, which I believe is Coach Schneider down there this time, but they have to talk to them when they're done. We'll be back in just a second here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance
in the weight room.
Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
Some farmers I know swear by a name, say they'd never operate anything else. Well, here are a few names for my Fendt 900 Gen 6 series. Fuel Saver, Time Maximizer, Game Changer. I like those names.
As we work together to stop the spread of COVID-19, McDonough District Hospital wants you to know that your health and safety are our #1 priority.
Our primary care providers are here to take care of you and your family's total well-being. Telehealth capabilities and the MDH Convenience Clinic all provide ease of access to our wide range of services.
All of this because we are committed to providing you quality and compassionate care that you have come to trust from us.
McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring.
Should be
100-meter girls events coming up next. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Getting a few things ironed out. A little different than I had thought we were going to do things today. So the 100-meter dash, 7th grade girls, I do believe, should be up first. Be 7th grade girls and then 8th grade girls.
That if there's any parents that would like to help time, because we're down timers right now with all the field events going on.
You might have just heard them talking that need a few timers with the field events going on.
If there's any parents that would like to help time at the finish line, they need 5 individuals. 5 volunteers that would love to time their kids.
He's Mr. Rigg and Coach Snyder asking for help with the All right, we're just back. Got a few people enjoying their time today. We have to have our camera in the bleachers down here just because there's enough posts just in the wrong spot. We couldn't get everything in from being up in the tower, so we had to be down on the bleachers, a little bit different than we're used to here. Of course, we do football games, and it's out a little farther, and we can get out, but when they're running right down the bleachers here, it's hard to get. Again, 100-meter dash for the girls, and then Ethan is finding his way to, not sure if he may be going to the long jump. We'll wait and see what he does first.
1 through 8, 7th grade, 8.
7th grade 100-meter dash. All 8 lanes. All 8 lanes going to be used here in the girls' 100-meter dash. Is Coach or Mr. Sargent.
All right, I think I'm set up. Can you get me?
And we're off on a 100-meter dash. In the 8th lane, a BPC runner out early in this one. She will lead the halfway point. 2 Macomb runners in 2nd and 3rd. We'll see who the win goes to. Looks like the win is going to go to lane 8. A BPC runner is your winner in the 7th grade 100-meter dash. And we've got the 8th grade 100-meter dash up next, I do believe. All right, we're going to go to Ethan. I believe he's over at the long jump right now. We'll get a jump or two from Ethan while we're waiting on the 8th grade to go. That jump was 12 feet 6 inches on the last jump. That's
Kyle LaFerry.
Kyle LaFerry was the jump there. It's a West Central jumper, I do believe. Next jump coming for, it looks like a Macomb jumper. We'll wait and see here. As the 8th grade get warmed up.
That jump was 15.7.
15.7 on that jump that you just saw on the screen. I want to thank Ethan for getting us the information of what's going on as we get ready to go back to the 100-meter dash at the other end. All right, we're going to break away from Ethan for a second, and we'll go back to the 100-meter dash on the front. 100-meter dash is going now.
We currently have no jumpers, but the last kid jumped 15.7.
Last jump over at the long jump pit was 15.7. Here we go for the 100-meter dash on the front stretch. Macomb out front in the first 4 spots. Macomb.
The 1600 girls, 7 and 8.
1600 girls getting ready to stage now. Looks like Ethan is still over at the long jump pit. We'll go back to Ethan now and see what he's got going on at the long jump pit. Looks like we're short on jumpers over there, so we're going to have a little bit of downtime. Again, the 1,600 meters, that is the mile for anybody wondering what 1,600 meters that doesn't know. 1,600 meter run is up next. That's 4 laps around the track. And we got another jumper coming here, a BPC jumper it looks like. Well, he just ran through the pit, didn't jump. So not sure what's going on over there. Looks like the discus will be the next thing up for the boys. I do believe they run the discus first and then the shot, and then the shot after that because so many of the same ones do both. Doing a little practice runs for BPC over there, as you can see. Still getting some names here on the front stretch. We'll switch back to miles for a second. And the 1,600, I believe, will start right down there at the start-finish line. That's where we always used to start it. Of course, I haven't been to a track meet in probably 15 or 20 years since I worked at the Macomb Journal as a sports reporter back in the day. So we'll take a short break here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH and be back right after this.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True convection cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True convection cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School, as we're going to be for the get ready to go for a practice steps here for one of the Macomb runners as he's getting ready to count his steps. So we're getting miles pointed in the right direction as well, as we're still waiting on jumpers. It appears over at the pit. Discus getting ready to go as well. Looks like they're taking practice over at the discus. Not measuring now. They are measuring over at the discus. We can get Ethan to walk over to the discus area maybe and see if he can check out anything over there while we wait on jumpers at the long jump pit.
Yeah, I think they're just about to get started with the 7th graders.
So was gonna send Ethan over to the discus. We said they're just about ready to go with jumpers for 7th graders here at the long jump pit. So we'll stay there as we're getting ready. As Miles is getting ready to show the 1600, we'll show the start of that. Looks like there's no mile runners for anybody but Macomb. So they'll have 4 laps in the mile. We'll go back to Ethan for a few runs through. Ethan is still over there waiting for the 7th graders to start their jumps. They have all pretty much done their marks on their feet. So when you see them running backwards from the pit, they'll actually go from where they're supposed to jump off the board, which is right at the pit side of the white stripe / board. And then they'll run backwards to get their steps and get their distance. Meanwhile, Miles is still here with the 1600 runners. 2 Macomb runners out front. Pretty good pace here so far for the first 400 meters. 1:24, I think I just heard somebody say. So that's a pretty good pace for a 1600 meters first lap. And we'll go back to the long jump pit with Ethan. Looks like a West Central runner marking his steps over there now. Still a good pace being kept by that Macomb runner on the far side. Again, we are just trying to see what we can see.
Jumping. This is Brock Beekman.
Brock Beekman for BPC going to be the first jumper in the 8th grade division for the Spartans. Here's Brock Beekman's jump. Brock Beekman's jump. Going to get measured on the far side over there. Meanwhile, while we wait for that measurement call, we'll tell you that the 1,600 meters halfway home right now, just about 13:10 on the jump for Brock Beekman. So the 1,600 is halfway done with the leaders. Do have one runner a little bit farther behind, but top two have completed the first half. Here's another jump. It's to be a little bit shorter. Holden jumped 9 feet 4 inches. Come back to Miles now. As the leader enters what would be the start of the 200-meter dash. So we do have exchange zone judges being called for now as well. We'll go back to Ethan. Surely aren't finished over there already. Go back to the .1600 as the 1,600 leader finishes the. There's a nice jump for the 8th graders over there, I do believe. See if Ethan can get us a name and a distance on that.
That was Drake Beasler. He scratched on his first jump.
Drake Beasler scratched on his first jump. You might be able to hear Ethan tell me. We do have radios to communicate, so. The leader is just about to lap the third place runner in the mile as the leader is down to her final 300 meters now.
That was Reed Plate. He also scratched on his first jump.
Reed Plate just jumped as well, and he was a scratch also. Final 200 meters coming. We'll go to see the next jumper real quick before we come to the finish of the 1,600 meters.
4x2 girls, report to staging. 4x2 girls.
Come back to the finish of the 1,600 now. Didn't get a report on the jumper there for West Central. Coming down the home stretch now, the final 50 meters with a pretty good kick for the Macomb runner. She will finish as your winner here for the 1,600 meters. Go back to the jump.
That was Aiden. He jumped 11 feet 10 inches.
We just missed Aiden's jump of 11 feet 10 inches.
Where's the record? Oh, I see. Never mind.
Ethan's over there going to record everything, so what we miss we'll have. That runner on the 1,600 still has one more lap remaining. 4x200 meter relay is next. 4x200 meter relay is next. And hopefully we'll have another camera or even 2 more cameras to record, not necessarily live stuff, but we will record and do some highlights and so on in the future. So again, we have one more runner waiting to finish the 1600 as we're going to go to Ethan's camera for a long jump here. So once again, we are finishing the 1600 as we've had a couple jumpers. Ethan's going to move to the end of the jump pit. That jump was 12 feet 2 inches. 12 feet 2 inches on the last jump we showed. Now Ethan's going to have a little bit different angle. He's going to have him running right at him now for the jump. Missed that one. I apologize. We'll stick with him for a second. Now to finish the 1600, we'll come back to the front.
That one was
13.6 on the jump that you saw coming out of the pit there. As the 1600 runner is going to get the finish here, and then we'll come back to the long jump pit. Here's another jump coming at you. Looks like that might have been a scratch. They did not measure that jump. Again, we're doing the best we can to get as many of the different events as possible. We're going to miss some, obviously. High jumps going on for the boys right now also. They're getting ready to line that up, and we're also doing another jump. They're going to go out and measure that one. The shot put and discus are going on. Looks like they had a few warm-ups and getting ready to do the discus on the far side. 12.9 on that jump. Now the 4x200. 4x200 will be next once we get everything set up. As we're getting ready for the 4x200 here. As Miles is getting ready for the start of the 4x200 as the rest of the girls are running across the field. So we're going to get everybody ready here. Miles is going to show them as we're getting ready to do some more jumpers. So we're going to get the start of the 4x200. This is a spread offset start. That's the reason why you can see the 3 or 4 people. Girls over there set. Getting ready to do another jumper here, it looks like, on the long jump. Steve Sargent. Looks like they're in lanes 2, 3, and 4. He's getting the second flight lined up. So that's when they'll do the two legs of the 4x200. That'll be the third leg that you see lining up right there. Mr. Sargent's talking to the third leg. I think that might be Coach Looper out there talking to him as well. So that's where the third leg will catch. The second leg will be on the far side of the field, of the track. Getting them lined up right now. You can see they're still, even on the third leg, they are still offset some. The offset slightens as they move around. Be even less when they get the final leg. So we got jumpers practicing over on the far side now. Coach Schneider's bringing the blocks down. Blocks look a little different than they did back in the old days, so to speak, when this used to be a cinder track. It looks like they're doing some measuring. I don't know that they're getting a little closer to being able to go here for the 4x200 meter relay for the girls. I have a little bit of silence here as we watch the jumping on the far side. We'll be right back. Let you enjoy that for a few minutes. The long jump of the day just saw 15 feet 3 inches for a 7th grader. Comes another jump. So we're getting ready for the 4x200 now. All right, we're going to skip away from Ethan for a couple seconds as we get ready for the 4x200. Here's the start of the 4x200. Watch for the smoke. If you can see. There's Mr. Sargent in the frame right now. Looks like 3 4x200 relay teams for Macomb.
Girls 4x1. need to report. Down to the staging. 4 by 1 girls.
4 by 100 girls reporting now. 4 by 200 on the track right now. Lane 2 has caught and taken the lead here. So the third session coming through. Is the 4 by 200.
Girls, 4 by 100 meter relay needs to report to the staging zone.
So we're going with the 4 by 2. It's just about to finish. Final leg of the 4 by 2 underway now. Macomb with all 3 of these 4 by 200 meter teams. And the 4 by 2 is complete with the first team crossing the line. Second place finishing now. And third place. And we'll go back to the jumps now. Ethan has called in a couple jumps while we were watching the 4 by 2. (12'8" on the last jump. A little bit of bouncing and jumping around. Looks like the long jump is over. So again, we have Ethan running the one camera for the remote. And he's going to go quite a ways away. That discus area is quite a ways away. I'm not sure if the camera, the transmitter will even reach that far. Okay, go to the other. Trying to figure out where everybody needs to be. It looks like we're going to have a couple of cameras if we want to catch all this stuff, just because of the length of walking that's involved. We do have another camera, so we do have the chance and the ability to do that. Just got to get it going. We're getting ready for the 4x100 now. This will be 4 legs all at the start. So we're learning as we go here, folks. We apologize. Getting ready for the 4x100.
Sticking for girls, 400. Sticking for girls, 400. Down benches.
The 400
girls, 7 and 8.
400 girls is up next. 400-meter dash. That is a dash, one time around the track. We'll have the 800 coming up a little bit later as well. Again, getting ready for the 4x100 as Ethan finds his way over to the discus area. I want to thank McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital's athletic trainers and MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to Spartan, Bomber, and Cyclone players and student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. And a community news brief. The community news brief is a free publication distributed to over 68 locations in Bushnell, Macomb, Colchester, Industry, Adair, and several other locations and towns throughout the area. It provides local news to McDonough County and parts of Fulton County every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. To submit a press release or to get advertising information for the locally owned publication, contact Lynn at 309-333-8245 or email communitybrief@gmail.com.
Staging 4 should be 2 on out. Lanes 2 and out.
Lane 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where they're at. So we should be good to go here.
Staging for 400 girls. 400 girls, please.
And Mr. Sargent's calling for the start here.
Blue benches, girls, 400. Blue benches.
400 runners being asked to go to the blue benches down at the start-finish line as we get ready to go here. They have to waving the stick, saying they're ready. All of them are ready. The white flags are in the air. We're ready to go here for the 4x100 girls relay. So they may be running the girls 7th and 8th grade at the same time. And a false start in lane 4. False start in lane 4, so we'll have to restart. That's what the second shot means. Mr. Sargent was up here talking or doing the clock for the homecoming football game a few weeks ago. As we're moving through things now. I might have sent Ethan over to the shop, to the discus, just in time for it to be done. I don't know what they're doing over there. The 4x100 is underway now. Oh, a nice handoff by the leading Macomb team. Inside 2 rows, trying to close a little ground on the outside row now. Not quite as good a handoff in the second transition. This is the final one coming here as they come down the front stretch for the win. Lane 4, that was the false start row. That was a good handoff there. The final leg. Big kick for the 8th grade Macomb girls. Looks like Macomb girls are going to get first and second. A battle for the 3rd spot here. I mean, the 7th and 8th grade running together. That's a good finish. Not sure who got that finish, but so the Macomb 8th graders win the 4x100. So again, the boys are doing their field events. Girls are doing their track events. As Ethan is over at the shot put area as they've getting ready to do the shot put now. So it looks like they've got a scratch coming for one of the maybe shot putters. Ethan's getting ready for the shot put. We'll take a look at that.
200 girls will stage over by the high jump, start of the high jump. Opposite side, 200 girls. Carson, leap to the high jump. Long jump, excuse me. Long jump. Lead to the long jump.
Asking for Carson Lieb to the long jump.
Again, 200 girls, opposite side of the track.
As Ethan's showing some shot put here. We want to thank Bushnell Banking Center. Bushnell Banking Center, branch of the Raritan State Bank, located at 360. As the 400's underway, we'll switch to that now for the girls' 400-meter dash. It appears they're running all the 7th and 8th grade stuff pretty much at the same time. We may actually have a 7th or 8th grade flight coming up here for the 400. So again, this is the 400-meter dash for the girls. A lot of these Macomb players, I think, are playing basketball right now as well. Some of them were at the basketball game last night. And one West Central runner here in this group. So we will jump away from that and go back to the shot put. It's Ethan's again doing the shot put here. Once again, folks, we're experimenting, doing a little experimenting here. Hopefully that we don't make you too dizzy with moving the camera around and so on. But Ethan's just about set up here for another throw or two as we get ready for the 400. I believe this will be for the 8th graders. I don't know if they're running 8th or 7th grade first. Nobody's really told me. I apologize for that. 24-3 on the last throw. We'll come in here and catch a throw real quick, maybe. And then we'll shoot back to the run, 400 meters. Nice throw there. Now we'll go back to the run as we're getting ready to start the 400 meters. And we're underway. Well, the 400's going on. We'll switch back to a throw here.
Again, all 200 girls. One meeting on the other side. Let's rock and roll. First call for 800.
This 400 meter may close up quite a bit here as we've got the inside row starting to close on the outside rows a little bit. We'll see if should be some close finishes as we get down. Looks like the top spot going to go to the inside second lane, moving up to the top spot. Taking advantage of the shorter way around the final turns.
Coach, I need blocks at the 200. At the 200.
And the first finisher is across in this flight of the 400. Here's Addison Taylor running the inside line in the 400.
That's a new long.
25-4, the new long at the shot put. Missed that throw, but Ethan is recording them all, so we should have most of them at the end of the day. We'll try to put a few throws together for you and put up a couple videos of things for you to watch. We apologize. Can't get everything on at the same time.
Second call, 800 girls. 800 girls.
800
south end of the track.
Girls
Coach,
getting ready to
I'm
go.
still needing blocks over here.
As everybody's getting the finishes for the 400. Looks like we're getting ready for another throw, so we'll switch back to Ethan's camera here. We're getting blocks over to the 200-meter dash participants. Ethan's changed his camera to the 200 meters, getting the starters. Again, Ethan is right over there with the 200-meter ladies, so he's going to get the start of the 200. And then goes back to a thrower. So we'll get a thrower here before we get ready to go. There's a left-handed thrower, actually. You don't see that real often. Like a decent toss.
Seventh grade 200, 3 through 6.
Lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6 with a 7th grade 200-meter dash coming. As Mr. Sargent's helping with one of the
Last call for the 800
sets.
girls. Meet at the blue benches, south end of the track.
Probably going to get ready for another thrower here, so he'll turn the camera back. He's going to switch back and forth here as we go back to another camera, another throw. Greg and Steve Sargent over there. So we get a few practice starts, getting the blocks all set up. Miles here on the near side. And we're getting ready to go here, so Ethan will get the start here. Since these blocks can't go into the track, they sit on the track. That's what the other runners are standing behind. We'll let you see the start of a couple runners here, and then we'll switch to Miles' camera. Miles is going to have him down the stretch run here. Is a good run up front. 27.3, a new long distance on the shot put. As the 4x200 is over, there's a throw. Looks like a pretty good throw too. Getting ready for the 8th grade 200-meter dash now. Coach Snyder is down there. Mr. Sargent, the official starter for the meets here at BPC. We want to thank Hensley Grain. Hensley Grain in rural Bushnell has a long family history of taking an active role. And
First heat of 8th grade.
Watch this start. Lanes 2 through 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Apparently there's 2 heats of 8th grade. Get ready to go here. I think we're going to get ready to go. So the 200-meter dash, 8th grade first flight is underway. Macomb's going to win this one in lane 2. do want to mention Macomb has been practicing for over or right at about 3 weeks, close to something like that. The Spartans just started, I think, this week. They haven't had a whole lot of practice, so they're probably not in front shape. Final throw for the 8th graders coming up here. So we'll switch to Ethan, get the end of that. Got another 200-meter coming here. I think there's mostly Macomb runners. Another throw here. They're waiting on some people to come over and hold blocks, or maybe we're not. Here we go for the 200-meter dash. So that will complete the 200-meter dash. We got the 800 meters to come yet. That actually may be the last running event for the girls, if I'm not mistaken. We'll switch back to Ethan here as we just missed that throw, but it looked like a decent one.
First call girls 4x4. First call girls 4x4.
We got the 4x4. I forgot about the 4x4. That'll be the last race, I do believe. And we'll go back to the shot put now. As I was saying, Hensley Grain and Rural Bushnell has a long family history of taking an active role in the Bushnell Prairie City School District and especially Spartan athletics. Good luck, Spartans, in 2021, and enjoy this shortened or abbreviated athletic campaign. And Webb Family Farms has been growing corn, soybeans, and Spartans for 5 generations. Nathan, Lisa, Jamie, Cyrus, Terry, and Linda wish all BPC athletes good luck this season. And MTC Communications, having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2021. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtccrowdfiber.com, mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. So we're getting ready for another throw here, so we'll go back to Ethan's camera. Good toss. Now we're getting ready for the 800. As Mr. Sargent goes over the start of the 800.
Second call, girls 4x4. Second call, girls 4x4.
Again, I believe the 4x4 will be the last girls' race of the
First
evening.
call, boys 100. First
Yep.
call,
Boys 100 will follow the girls 4x4. If we can get some results from Coach Schneider, we'll try to get you some results up on our TSSR website. I'll get ready for a West Central thrower, it looks like here. That was a good throw. Now getting ready to start the 800. We've got 2 sets here. They have to stay in those 2 lanes. They all started and they all went finally. So we're underway with the girls 800. So we'll show the start of that. And it looks like the shot put may be completed. And Ethan's got the backstretch coming at you here for the girls 800. I'm going to be quiet here, but we'll let you watch some of the run here as it looks like all the boys' field events are completed. So we have half of the 800 in the books. The boys 100-meter dash coming after the 4x400. I want to step aside for a second. We'll be back. The video keep going, but we'll be back with more audio in just a couple minutes, so silence is planned.
Second call, boys 100. Second call, boys 100. All boys 100 should be staging down the high jump. Boys 100. This is the first call for girls field events. First call, girls field events.
And we are back here as the 4x400s are getting ready to go or run underway here. Handoff here coming for the 4x400. And we are learning on the fly here, folks. Thanks, everybody, for watching. No, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but if you are watching and you have ideas for us besides the obvious of not moving the camera so quick and not dropping the camera and so on and so forth, but if you have ideas on angles or ways to get more kids involved besides adding more cameras, which we plan to do, let us know. So Miles is going to focus a little more on the exchanges now as the leaders going down the backstretch. All the way over in turn 3. Till I'm doing a little bit of my racing type call-ins now. As your winning team coming down the final leg now, the final 75 meters or so. Macomb has all 4 teams in this 4x400 relay. And the final 2 competitors now coming to the stripe. And a pass at the end. Good kick. And 4th becomes 3rd. Good finish. We'd never give up there for the 3rd and 4th teams from Macomb. And that will complete the girls' track portions of the event. They'll have their field events coming up next. And then the boys are going to be taking to the track now as they'll do their 100-meter dash. So once again, getting ready for the 100-meter dash for the boys.
Last call, girls field events. Last call, girls field events. First call, boys 1600. First call, boys 1600. South end of track, blue benches.
1600 will be up after the boys' 100-meter dash. So we're waiting for the blocks to be set for the 100-meter dash for the boys as we're getting ready to go with the boys' events on the track now. Girls are getting ready for the discus. Ethan's going to try and get some discus throws, and they'll try to come over and get some high jump for the girls. Once again, if you do hear some silence, that's just us doing some off-air talking to make sure we get things lined up and organized how we want. So just bear with us as we get ready to go for the 100-meter dash for the boys now as Mr. Sargent blows the whistle, getting ready to go for the boys' 100-meter dash. Lanes 2 through 6 again, it does appear. Looks like 2 flights of 7th graders. West Central with the lead. And he lost a shoe. West Central runner lost a shoe. But it... I don't know if that's cheating or not, running with one less shoe, a little less weight. You can run as light as shoes as you want, so I don't think that's cheating. But I've been to a lot of track meets as a kid. I don't think I ever saw anybody run out of their shoes like that before. That thing went flying. But that is our winner in the first flight. As Coach Snyder's down there getting information. Kinley is up here with me. Addison's down there, her older sister. Got to run a couple blocks down the other end. Going to run, it looks like eight here. And there's, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 actually. Going to run 7 here in this flight, it would appear. So getting ready for the next flight of the 100-meter dash for the boys. Ethan is still waiting for things to get set up for the discus for the girls as they're getting all the names and everything lined up. He'll come back online in a couple minutes for that.
Last call, 1,600 boys. Last call, 1,600 boys. Blue benches.
So getting ready to go here with the next 100-meter dash. Getting everybody lined up in their blocks. So we're actually in 2 through 6 again. And BPC out of the blocks quick. Will lead at the halfway point, pulling away a little bit. And BPC with the win in that flight. And the final flight looks like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This final flight, it may be the 8th grade boys. You know, we haven't had a whole lot of communication up here as to which one was which. While we're waiting for that, we'll take a short break here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH and be back right after this.
During this COVID pandemic, it is important you take care of your health, especially your heart health. Do not ignore the signs of a heart attack or stroke. If you have health concerns, schedule an appointment with your provider, and always, in case of an emergency, call 911. This message brought to you by McDonough District Hospital and Blessing Health System. See for yourself why Blessing Health System is the leader in cardiology and pulmonology services. Appointments available inside MDH. Learn more at blessinghealth.org or mdh.org.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School junior high track meet here on the all-weather track at BPC. Track was put in quite some years ago now as we look back. Was one of the first in the area. Still looks to be in pretty decent shape. As Mr. Sargent's getting ready to shoot him off again here for the final flight of the boys' 100 meters. Macomb's going to lead spots 1 and 2. Outside lane. Not going to get the job done. Top 2 spots are going to go to Macomb, but it's lane 3 and 7. 3 is your winner. 7, lane 7 comes home in second, BPC runner. And lane number 4 picks up the 3rd spot unofficially. I do believe that'll be the end of the 100-meter dashes. Should have the 1,600-meter run next. Then we'll do the 4x2.
First call, boys, 4x2. First call, boys, 4x2.
Still waiting for Ethan to come back on. They're not doing a whole lot over at the discus yet, so we're still here with the boys track events. And Ethan is coming back on, so it looks like we're just about ready to get underway with the discus for the girls. And we didn't get the chance to – they run two things at the same time, so a long jump for the girls and the discus for the girls going on at the same time, just as they did the boys. We did the boys' long jump, so we're going to try and get a few discus throws here for the girls. It is a little bit more difficult with the discus.
Girls high jump. Anybody jumping needs to report. Any girls jumping, high jump, need to report.
Are getting ready for the 1,600-meter run for the boys. A couple discus throwers getting ready for the girls. They just called for the high jump for the girls as well. We'll try to get down and get some high jump. It's pretty obvious from what we're seeing here. We're going to need at least one more camera. Probably really need. So we'll switch to the first discus throw that we have. First throw looked like it might have been out of bounds. We'll wait and see. So now we're going to change position a little bit on Ethan. Get the throw for Macomb. And you see as they walked out, they have to, by rule, walk out the back of the circle, even though they have those nets there to protect. They still have to walk out the back of the throwing circle. That is a technicality, but it is a work. 53-10, I believe, is what he was just saying. Now we're getting ready for the start of the 1,600 here with the boys. So we're going to have two or one 1,600-meter run. And the 1,600 is off. Looks like maybe the 8th graders on the inside and the 7th graders on the outside there to start. We'll see here. There's the leading group, as we saw a couple throws there. Leading group completing the first lap in the 1600. Go back to another throw for Macomb, a Macomb thrower. Still pretty good lead pack here in the boys 1600. 3 runners up there doing battle. They're about the 500-meter mark right there. Actually, 600-meter mark, excuse me. There's another throw. And Macomb front pair now finishing the 800 at 2:47. I heard a parent telling them, so pretty good pace for the first 800 meters for the 2 Bomber runners. BPC currently in 3rd spot, another Macomb runner in 4th, and West Central's runner in 5th. So still working on the 1600 and some throws over at the discus. There's another Macomb thrower getting ready to come in. For the Bombers, we'll take a look at this throw. That throw that we showed just a couple minutes ago, 57 feet, the new high for the discus, as we're back to the mile run, running the final lap for the mile. Now we're going to show another throw here for the discus. And the leader into turn 3. So we'll watch the final 200 meters of this 1,600-meter run.
We'll be staging for the 4x2. First call, 4x1. First call, 4x1.
4x2 staging coming next, then the 4x1 will follow. .530 in the final 100 meters. Coming for your race leader from Macomb. His dad wanted him under 6. He's going to be pretty close. And there's your finish for the 1,600. Macomb second place runner finishing the final 50 meters or so now.
Will be needed next race. Next two races, exchange zone judges. Next two races, please.
Another thrower for the Bombers, it looks like. We'll switch to that.
Second call, boys, 4x1. 4x1.
As we switch back to watch the BPC runner finish in the third spot. Still got two more. It's going to be a pretty good battle for that fourth spot. We'll switch to the throw here and then come back for the finish of the 1600. There was a throw, and here's the finish. They've passed, and now they're going to pass back. A good kick. Good run here. Finishing fourth. A good battle for the final two on the track. As West Central kind of spuds out now, Macomb's going to cut back to the inside. Going to try and get down, and then Macomb's going to pull up a little lame at the end. What a finish for those two guys, giving it a good kick at the end for the 1600. West Central picks up the fourth spot in the 1600. Get back to throws now with Ethan over at the discus.
Exchange of judges, please.
Going to get the exchange zone judges into position here. We'll get ready for the 4x2, then the 4x1. As we're still here with Ethan on the throw. Got another thrower coming as we look at the 4x2 getting ready. That might be out of bounds, and it is. Throw for that Macomb thrower out of bounds. So the high jump's going on for the girls, the long jump's going on for the girls, the discus going on as well. So you can see that off and on throughout this little series here. 4x2 lining up now. So again, two locations. Getting ready to go. Looks like we got two 4x200 teams here. Show this throw, and then we'll come back for the start of the 4x200. Decent throw there. Now the start of the 4x200. Again, two teams both look to be from Macomb. Well, maybe there's only one. That's his fourth leg back there, I guess. Thought they had 1 and 1 and 2, but they just have the one lane. So Macomb is the only 4x2 right now. We'll go to a thrower here. And back to the Miles having a hard time to keep up with this 4x2 runner. A little slow on the handoff there. Watch another throw here real quick and then come back to the last exchange on a 4x2. So get another thrower here. Just having a conversation with Miles, make sure everything's good with him. He's out in a little bit more wind than normal. Okay, here we go. Getting ready for the 4x2. 4x200 second flight coming now. Actually, this is the 4x1. I fibbed to you. They just had those two 4x2s. So now it's the 4x1. Looks like we've got 3 in the 4x100. 3 teams in the 4x100. Looks like it's two Macombs and a BPC. 2 Macombs and a BPC 4x100 meter relay. There's the start of the 4x100. First exchange is clean. It's like BPC out to the early lead, waving a white flag. That means everything's good over in the first exchange. Second exchange coming for BPC. Clean as well. So there's the conclusion of the 4x100. Looks like we're done with the discus. And Ethan's going to try to get some high jump, I think, in. So getting ready for the 400 now for the boys, and then we'll do the 200. Then we should have the 800 and the 4x400. I believe all we have left on track events. So that was the start of the 400 as Ethan has moved up to the booth. I'm going to try and get some high jump stuff in for the girls. Once again, the 400 on the track now. Looks like we have another flight of 400 runners as well. Got a Macomb jumper going. We'll show the Macomb jump here. Got the bar. Do have some results got brought up to the tower, so we'll tell you that the 7th grade results. Jump 1 for Miley Barnes from BPC was a 10.5. That's the winning jump. 9 feet 9.5 inches for Rayleigh Rouse from BPC was second. Nora Hilton from BPC was third with 8 feet 7 inches. Mina Perez from West Central, 7 feet 7 inches. Emily Westerfield from Macomb was a 12-foot jump. That's actually the high jump, or long jump. And then it was Miley Barnes, Rayleigh Rouse, then Caitlin Ford from West Central, and then Nora Hilton from BPC, Mina Perez from West Central, and Jackie Rouse from Macomb. In the 8th grade, it was 15 feet 6 inches for Kyla Job, excuse me. And it was second place to Abby Nelson of BPC with a 12 feet 8 inch jump. It's 15 feet 6 inches for Kyla Job. Then 11 feet 3 inches for Lorna Brown from Macomb, and Montana Dyfus with an 8 1/4 inch jump for the Spartans to round out the 7th and 8th grade jumps. Again, we are in the 400 meters for the boys right now. So that was the completion of the 400 there. So we should be going to the 200 next, which is already lined up on the far side. We'll have the 800 and the 4x400. That's all we've got left here today. As the shot put's going on for the girls. Looks like the high jump is completed. So now we're getting ready for the 200. Miles is on the camera. We're going to put Ethan on the camera. And Miles is going to be able to get out of here in a few minutes. We'll tear down stuff for him, but we appreciate Miles being here with us. As we get ready to go here. As the 200 is underway, and they switched cameras right during the 200. Ethan's going to try to catch up to him here.
Last call, 800 boys. Last call, 800 boys. First call, 4x4 boys. First call, 4x4 boys.
Good sprint to the finish, I believe, for the 8th graders. West Central's going to get the win. Another 200-meter run to go here. And I think that was the same runner for the West Central Heat. Lost his same shoe. You need to work on that a little bit.
Lanes 3 through 7.
Lanes 3 through 7 going to be used here in this 200-meter dash. So we get ready to go here for the final 200-meter dash. Final 200-meter dash coming your way right now down the front stretch. A Macomb runner West Central in second. 3 West Central runners behind as well. So 4 West Central runners in that 200.
4x4. Second call. 4x4. Sounds in a track.
4x4. Coming up next. So the 4x400, I believe, is next. I think I just heard him say maybe there's not an 800. There's nobody in the 800, I guess, possibly. Pretty sure the 4x4 was after the 800 in the girls, but we haven't ran the 800 yet. So for the Sand Valley tournament, we will have a lot more information up here in the tower than we've got today. So trying to find out for sure, folks. Well, we're going to go silent here for a second and get on the radio and ask if they have an 800 here. All right, so this is the 800 getting ready to start now. 4x4 will be last, as we said. Misheard the announcement there. I apologize. So this is the 800. The 4x4 will come after that, and that will be the conclusion of everything. Have results for the 7th grade girls high jump. Brynley Beekman from BPC, a height of 3 feet 6 inches. Jackie Adair had 4 feet 6 inches from Macomb. Kendall Danner, 4 feet 4 inches. And Corda Adkins Covert, 3 feet 8 inches. Is that right? So that's the only had 4 jumpers?
Only 4 jumpers for the girls.
Only 4 jumpers for the girls today. Coach Rotifer came up and handed those to us, so we appreciate that. You want to talk? I'll get you a headset.
I mean, I can. I got to go score in a minute.
Give me a headset here. It's in the end, bud. No, the other end. The zipped end, bud. It's not. It's a. We switched bags on Miles here in midstream, and we're still trying to learn where we put everything, aren't we, Miles? Yeah. Well, it's all about figuring things out as we go here. You're not going to be able to hear me. Just leave one of those off so you can hear me. I don't have it set up properly. I wasn't planning on having anybody. So Coach Rotifer here with us, helping with junior high track. You're doing all kinds of stuff, running scoreboards and all kinds of stuff. This is the first track meet. You guys haven't had a lot of practice, though, have you?
We have had 7 practices before today. We started last Tuesday after Easter break, and hit it hard last week and got started this week. And here we are, first track meet here, Macomb West Central, and happy to have them here. Beautiful day out today.
This is the 800, right?
Yes, sir. I think 800 here.
They run them 7th and 8th grade together again.
7th and 8th grade together again. Yep. When they only got, I think we have 20 kids today, and West Central has something about the same. And Macomb brought a team of 50 or 60, but
there's been a lot of stuff that the 4x200. Did you guys have a 4x200 team?
We did not have a 4x200 team or a 4x400 team. We had a couple kids who missed practices here or there last week or this week, and you have to have those 7 practices before you can play. And so, with only having 7 before today, we weren't able to get them enough practices to go today. But they'll be able to go, next week when we got another meet right around the corner.
Yeah, they just come up now. Sand Valley tournament's next weekend, right? So that's next week, I should say.
Our conference meet is on Monday.
That's right.
Yeah, conference meet on Monday.
So that'll be a big one for you guys, right?
It'll be a lot of teams here for that one. I think we got 6 or 8 teams in the conference. I don't know how many are coming on Monday, but
we'll have that here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH as well. This has been a little bit of a learning curve, as you can probably imagine.
100%. For you doing this out here, or you mean for all of us down there?
For everybody all together.
I think everything. This is my first time ever doing anything with track. I was not a track runner in junior high or high school, and they got me doing all sorts of stuff, like you said, out here. So here we are, and the kids have done great today, competing and everything, and it's just nice to be able to enjoy the weather and do things that feel normal again as we approach the end of the school year here.
Yeah, if you're watching on video, that kids have their masks down when they're running. That is a legal thing. The IHSA and that made that announcement on the 12th, I think, or something like that.
Yes, they did. Yep.
That they could outdoor non-contact events could have their masks off when participating, but when off the side, they're supposed to put the mask back on.
Yep. Then they got to put it back on. Yep.
So at least we're making a few strides in the right direction, I guess.
Yeah, we're getting closer there. It's good to be, in session at school and not on remote learning all the time. I know the kids really enjoy being able to see each other, and I really enjoy being able to talk to them directly rather than through a screen when we're teaching math and things like that.
It's a little easier to gauge reaction from kids in person, isn't it?
Yes, sir. 100%. 100%. And they get to see your reactions to things, too, and sometimes I got to remind myself about that.
So here's the 800 coming to a close. The Macomb runner's going to.
Yep, this is Nolan. I always forget his last name. I taught these kids last year when I did my student teaching in Macomb.
So Nolan, he ran the mile too, didn't he?
Yes, yeah,
and
I heard he was a pretty good cross country runner too. He did a nice job in the cross country. Their coach was telling me while I was down there.
And Nolan ran right at the 6-minute mark in the mile, I know. So they've been practicing longer than you guys have. Macomb's had a lot more practice than you guys have.
I think that they've been out there. Their head track coach actually was their girls basketball coach last night at the girls game.
Yes, he was.
And we were talking some track last night as well, and I can't remember what he said, how many weeks they've been practicing, but I know it's longer than we have been. I think it was maybe something like 3 weeks, maybe 2.5.
I want to say the first, like April or March 4th or something like that.
March 4th.
I mean,
wow.
whenever you were supposed to be able to start practicing is when they started practicing.
Yeah, and we weren't able to get in there till, like I said, till after the Easter break, spring break. Last Monday, so.
So the 800 is almost in the books, and then we'll have the 4x400, and that'll call it quits for the day.
Yeah, that'll be the last event there.
So not much left. Do you need to get down and do some timing? Is that what you said?
No, I have some scoring to do, but that's not till after the meet's over. So.
Well, that's the important part, right?
Yeah, you figure out who wins all these things.
So the points, folks, we don't have those, and generally it'll be later that night or whatever a lot of times. But
usually the next day or later that night.
Right. So what happens is you get points for – your kids get points for your team. First place gets a certain number of points. Second place gets a certain number of points. Third place, and all those go to team points, and then whoever gets the most points.
Yeah, so not only do we have the individual winner of the 100, 200, whatever the event is, we also have a team winner, and with only 3 teams here, you got a pretty good chance of coming home with that title there.
You got a pretty good chance of being on the podium anyway.
On the podium, look at that. We're doing girls high jump down there, and some of the high school boys helping me out with the bar. We only had 3 girls down there, but they were like, hey. And all 3 girls were blonde-haired, and they said, I bet a blonde wins. And I looked at them and went, well, aren't you guys clever?
Kind of like being on the podium finish, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
So the 4x400 getting lined up right now as we speak. It looks like there's only 2 of them, both being from Macomb.
Yeah, we do not have a team from Bushnell in this one.
West Central doesn't have a team either. You say you got 20 people.
Yep.
Actually, there's
boys.
one, just like there was. That's the second second leg there. So one team for Macomb as well. But you think, there's no 4x200 teams. Why is there no? Well, you start adding that stuff up. You're only supposed to compete in a certain number of events anyway.
Yeah.
Plus, if you have 20 kids, half of them girls and half of them boys,
Yep.
several of them aren't going to be runners.
Right.
So you just kind of weed yourself into not being able to have enough kids to, if you have distant runners aren't going to be the sprinters. So even if you have 6 or 7, if 3 of them are distant runners, then you can only, so.
Yeah, we were doing all we could to, try to fill all the events the best we could. And, with 20 kids, like you said, we'll have a few more, next week once we get a couple more that some were on extended vacations or some missed school for, doctor's appointment, something like that, or maybe they were out a day being sick. And they just, once they get their practices, I think we're up to 30 total when everybody's, healthy and available. And
well, hopefully that'll come soon as the first leg of the 4x4 going in the books this time by. See what kind of a exchange they get down there. That's always a fun part to watch is the exchange to see how things go and how things work out. And early in the season, just the fact that they weren't necessarily all super clean exchanges, but there's no drop batons that I saw, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I was helping Coach Schneider with some timers down there, and I think I noticed one drop down here during the 4x2 for the girls, but she picked it up and stayed in her lane, and Mr. Sargent there told her she was good, and she didn't scratch or disqualify, and they kept on running.
Yeah, that's get those things, and that's stuff that people don't understand how really. I never ran track too much. I did run one time a 4x200, and I was a track manager because it took a lot less effort to be the track manager. Though I did
running there.
I did do a lot as a track manager, but because I did it for 3 years at junior high. But the exchanges and getting that down, if you've never ran track, you've got a set amount of feet to get the exchange in, and then I want to say it's maybe 20 feet or 30 feet. I don't know how far it is.
I think when we were doing our exchanges the other day, I think it's 20 meters.
Oh, so it's 20 meters.
20 feet, 20 feet. Yeah,
so
20 feet.
You're practice the fact that you're running a 4x1, so you're running at this amount of speed. I know that I can take off at a dead sprint when he or she is at this location, and I can run at a dead sprint, and they can say reach, and I reach my hand back, and they put it right in my hand, and I keep right on going. And we used to do a lot of practice. No, I didn't, but used to practice that a lot, because if you can get that to where you're just at the end, you're at full speed, getting that, not having to hold up, that cuts so much time off of a relay.
Oh yeah. We've worked on, with only 7 practices, a lot of trying to get in shape, and our relay. We did have a couple 4x100 relay teams, one for the boys, one for the girls, and we worked on our handoffs a little bit here and there the last couple days before today, and they could be a little smoother, but the kids will get there,
Oh yeah, I mean with 7 practices, you're just lucky they didn't drop them and kick them out of the.
Yeah, no, they did phenomenal today. Proud of every single one of our kids today. Getting out here and trying their best, and I get a couple kids who get a little gun shy today and don't want to do their activities the first time. And Coach Schneider and I were talking. We think we have 2 or 3 8th graders who have even ever done a track meet today, because last year we didn't have any track meets, and so all the kids who are 7th graders, this was their first time, and all the 6th graders, this is their first time, and we got some new 8th graders, and we've only got 2 or 3 on boys and girls total that have even ever been at one of these before. So
the final exchange of the day for the 4x400 and the last runner on the track of the day for Macomb.
Yeah,
and here we go. I don't know what. I know that minute 5 probably is pretty good. I heard that Nolan in his mile earlier, one of the girls for her first lap of the mile was 1:24.
Oh wow,
that's a pretty good lap.
That's
to
pretty
start
fast.
Things off.
I remember being in high school, and we were always trying to run sub 1 minute 400s for PE. That was our goal when we came out here, was to bust it around the track and see if we could get below 1 minute. And right after basketball season, when you're in shape, you can get kind of close to that, maybe get 1:10, but to really be running that fast for a whole mile is, incredible.
Yeah, I'm sure she slowed down as she went, but that first lap's a pretty good first lap, and pretty good kick here by the anchor of the 4x400. He's going to bring this thing to a close.
This young man here won our boys 8th grade high jump, clearing 4'10" today. So that was a pretty nice job. His coach was really happy, it seemed, with that, and he was doing a nice job down there for the high jump.
So that's going to complete all of the events. Looks like all the field events are done. All the on-track events are done. So I guess that means we can be done.
It's time to take off now.
We will tell you what we'll do, folks. We'll try to get some results. If we can get some results, we will bring them to you on our Facebook page. And we'll be back Monday with the Sand Valley tournament. I think it's supposed to meet, I guess, right?
Yep, Sand Valley Conference meets on Monday.
It's supposed to be pretty nice weather, I think.
Hopefully, the weather stays nice so we can get the track meet in.
Well, I don't know if you're sitting out here, it's not so nice. It's kind of chilly today, but
yeah, down there doing stuff I was okay, but
let me see what's the forecast for
Monday.
Monday.
Might be a little cooler.
Let's take a gander at the forecast for Monday. Monday's 59 and mostly sunny.
There we go. That's good for me.
That is good for you.
No
we'll
rain,
take that.
no clouds.
We'll take that. So.
Yep.
Well, Mr. Rutherford, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and maybe I'll try to send you over some scores if we get them done.
Okay,
so
that'll work.
Them on your Facebook page.
If you send them over, we will relay them to everybody. And if you can send me whatever information you can get me, send it to me.
Will do.
Okay. Well, we will take a break, and we will be done as well. We want to thank everybody for watching. Hopefully, you enjoyed the day, and we'll have a little bit more of an idea what we need to do for the events come Monday. But we're supposed to have baseball on Friday. We'll see how that works out, and we'll go from there. But thanks for joining us here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll see you again very soon. Again, if quarantine everything works out and they have enough players, we will have 3 baseball games on Saturday. Volleyball's already canceled. We do have a junior high basketball game tomorrow night. So thanks for joining us here on TSSR Game Time Live on Hewlett Public Pro LLC's YouTube page. Please, please, please like and subscribe our page, and we will look forward to seeing you again very soon.